Have you ever wondered how the growing trend of nearshoring is reshaping the American job market and wealth gap? Nearshoring, in essence, is a business strategy that moves jobs closer to home without necessarily bringing them right into our backyard. It's all about finding a sweet spot, a nearby shore where businesses can thrive, costs can be managed, and supply chains remain resilient. The driving forces behind this shift are as varied as they are impactful. Automation, for instance, is changing the labor landscape, rendering geographical distance less of a barrier. Advanced manufacturing techniques are enabling more efficient, localized production. And then there's the push for regionalization, a strategic move to produce goods closer to where they're sold, enhancing supply chain resilience. As we see more manufacturing plants sprouting up closer to American shores, the potential for job creation in these nearshore hubs is undeniable. The wave of nearshoring is creating ripples in the job market, but what does this mean for American jobs? As the nearshoring tide rises, we see potential for new job creation. Think of it like this. As manufacturing plants sprout up closer to our shores, say in Mexico, these nearshore hubs become hotbeds of opportunity. One prime example is the automotive industry. Instead of colossal factories churning out cars for global markets, we're seeing a shift towards smaller, regional plants catering to local demand. This not only strengthens supply chains, but also creates jobs. However, let's not set our sails too soon. While nearshoring can certainly create jobs, it doesn't necessarily mean that all manufacturing jobs will float back to the US. The reality is, some jobs that were once on American soil may now find a new home on a nearshore hub. While nearshoring presents opportunities, it doesn't guarantee a full reversal of job loss in American manufacturing. As we navigate these economic waters, a growing gulf of wealth inequality looms on the horizon. The wealth gap in America is widening, with the rich becoming richer. The top of the economic pyramid sees their riches flow in like a powerful tide, while middle and lower income families find their share of wealth shrinking, like sand slipping through fingers. CEO pay has soared like a seagull in flight, starkly contrasting the earnings of the average worker, grounded like a pebble on the shore. The wealthiest Americans hold a lion's share of the nation's wealth, akin to a vast ocean, while others are left with mere droplets. This growing gulf, this sea of inequality, is a challenge we must face. The economic growth resulting from nearshoring, like a promising wave on the horizon, shouldn't just benefit those already cruising in yachts. The challenge now is to ensure that this growth doesn't just benefit the wealthy, but reaches all Americans. So, how does nearshoring fit into the broader voyage towards economic equity in America? It's a piece of the puzzle, but not the entire picture. Nearshoring can certainly create jobs and stimulate economic growth, but its benefits must extend beyond the corporate piers, reaching the shores of every American community. It's about more than just relocating manufacturing plants. It's about cultivating an economic environment that promotes fairness, opportunity, and inclusivity. It's about ensuring that the fruits of economic growth are not hoarded by the wealthiest, but are instead distributed across the economic spectrum. This calls for a collective effort, a rallying cry for economic policies that foster a balanced, equitable distribution of wealth. It's about creating an economic tide that lifts all boats from the smallest dinghy to the grandest yacht. To truly bridge the wealth gap, we must rally for economic policies that ensure the tide of prosperity lifts all boats, not just the yachts.